listen up, mate. Big day in the world of Celtic. We've got Kelechi Iheanacho set to disappear just when we need him most. Brendan Rodgers getting called out for shoehorning players into the team. And Liam Scales fired up to get us back to winning ways against Motherwell. Stick with me till the end. Massive thanks to you for helping us smash 1,000 subscribers, but that's just the start. With more than 2,000 views on every story, if you hit subscribe right now, we'll fly past 1,500 subscribers, all backing the Celtic. Let's prove once again that our support is miles beyond anything the Rangers could ever muster. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Let's talk about this one because it's a proper headache brewing at Paradise. The kind you can feel in your temples before you've even had your morning urn brew. Kelechi Iheanacho, our big Nigerian forward, is set to pack his bags and head off to the Africa Cup of Nations right in the middle of the festive chaos. Aye, you heard that right. December into January, the busiest, most brutal run of fixtures in the season, and we're going to be without one of our main attacking threats. Classic Celtic luck, eh? Now, I love international football as much as the next lad, but honestly, the timing couldn't be worse. AFCON kicks off on December 21st, and Nigeria want their players in camp a good 10 days before the tournament starts. That means Kelechi will likely be on a flight out of Glasgow by the 12th or 13th, so he's definitely missing Aberdeen on the 21st, Livingston on the 27th, and Motherwell on the 30th. And if, or should I say when, we make that League Cup final on December 14th, forget it. Nigeria aren't letting him hang around for that, and here's where it really gets grim. If Nigeria go deep into the competition, which they probably will, we're looking at him being out until late January. That means he could miss the derby against the Rangers on January 3rd, Dundee United on the 10th, the Scottish Cup 4th round on the 17th, and maybe even our Europa League tie against Bologna on the 22nd. 8 matches, potentially 8 matches without Kelechi. You can almost hear Brendan Rodgers pulling his hair out at Lennoxtown. The thing is, the lad's been massive for us up front. He's got that mix of strength, composure, and that wee spark you need to unlock defenses when the game's tight. And we all know how Celtic look when the goals dry up. It gets nervy, the crowd gets restless, and the media starts sharpening the knives. You can just imagine the headlines from across the city. The same mob that still think Butland's the next Buffon will be crowing about a title race if we drop a few points. Right. But here's where Rodgers has to earn his money. We can't sit around moaning about AFCON, we need a plan. Whether that's giving one of the young strikers a proper shot or making sure we've got someone lined up the second the January window opens, we can't be left short again. The board need to back him this time. No more late panic buys or projects from leagues no one's ever heard of. And let's be honest, mate, if this was the Rangers in the same situation, the press would be calling it a great opportunity for squad rotation. For us, it's apparently the end of days. The double standards are laughable. So here's what I want to know from you. Amar, if you were Brendan Rodgers, would you stick with what we've got and hope someone steps up, or would you go all out and bring in another proven striker in January? Because with the fixtures piling up and the title race heating, this could be the difference between the lifting trophies or watching someone else do it. Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's jai it. Loldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs. All right, so let's get into this, because what we saw from Brendan Rodgers the other night wasn't your usual tactical tweak. It was a full-on SOS signal from the dugout. I'm talking about the back three switch at halftime. You could practically see the thought bubble above Brendan's head saying, right, let's just try something, anything. Now, normally Rodgers is glued to his 4-3-3 like the Rangers are glued to excuses after a bad result. But this time, he flipped the script, shoved Kieran Tierney into a back three and stuck Dyson Maeda at wingback. A winger as a fullback. Mate, that's like sending a fiddler into a mosh pit. Brave? Maybe. Desperate? Definitely feels like it. Scott Allan hit the nail on the head on Clyde Super Scoreboard. He said it straight. Rodgers is trying to shoehorn players into a team that's still searching for its rhythm, and he's not wrong. You've got Calmac, the heartbeat of Celtic, looking like a lad who's been carrying the weight of Glasgow on his shoulders. He's been ever present for years, but even the greats need a recharge, and just now, you can see he's not playing with his usual swagger. Then there's Kasper Schmeichel, the veteran between the sticks. His passing's been putting us under more pressure than the Rangers in a title race. And Deason, last season's dynamo, the lad who'd run through walls for the badge, suddenly looks lost. 4 different positions in one season. 4! That's not rotation, that's confusion. You can't expect consistency when you're playing musical chairs with your best players. What all this tells you is Brendan knows there's a problem, and he's trying to patch it up on the fly. But here's the thing, Celtic can't afford to be reactive. We're not that kind of club. We set the tempo. When you start tinkering this much, it's usually a sign the manager's trying to make pieces fit that just don't belong together. And that's what worries me, because it's not about effort, it's about cohesion. The good news, we've got a deep squad. The bad news, most of them are just warming the bench while the same tired faces try to grind out results. Hayato Inamura, Shin Yamada, young Simpson Pusey, all waiting for their chance. But will Rodgers trust them or stick with the same core that looks knackered already, and it's not even Christmas yet? And here's what really burns, Iheanacho. If this was happening across the city, the media would be hailing it as bold tactical flexibility. But because it's Celtic, it's chaos, crisis, and collapse. Give me peace. So here's one for you. Do you think Brendan's trying to be too clever with all these formation switches? Should he go back to basics, let the players do what they know, or keep experimenting until something clicks? Because right now it feels like we're caught between identity and improvisation, and that's a dangerous place to be for a club like ours. Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's guy it loudly till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs. Here we go again, back at Paradise this Sunday for another big one. And this time, it's Motherwell coming to town. Now, after that grim wee draw against Hibs and the sore one against Braga, every Celtic fan, me included, is desperate to see the boys bounce back with a proper performance, goals, passion, and that Parkhead fire we all live for. Liam Scales has been speaking to Celtic TV, and you can tell the lad's got his head screwed on right. He's saying what we all want to hear, that there's no time for sulking or self-pity. You take the hit, you dust yourself off, and you get right back at it. That's the Celtic way. He called it a blessing to have another game so quickly, and honestly, he's spot on. There's nothing worse than sitting around stewing after a bad result, especially when you're wearing that green and white. Now, he's also been talking about Motherwell, and fair play to him. He's not underestimating them. They're a different outfit this season, playing a bit more football, trying to keep it on the deck instead of hoofing it up the park. But listen, when teams come to Paradise and try to play ball, that's when they get picked apart. If Celtic find their rhythm early, this could be the perfect chance to put things right before the international break. You can hear the hunger in Scales' words. He's desperate for that clean sheet, desperate to get the boys back to winning ways. And let's be honest, the fans need that lift too. Parkhead's been quieter than usual lately, and we all know that place only truly wakes up when there's something to roar about. What I like most about Scales is that he gets it. He's not sugarcoating it, not making excuses. He knows the performances haven't been good enough, and he's taking responsibility. That's leadership. And right now, with the pressure starting to build on Brendan Rodgers, that kind of mentality is exactly what we need. Still, here's the thing I can't stop thinking about. After a couple of shaky results, is this game against Motherwell just about the 3 points, or is it about proving a point? Because I'll tell you what, the next 90 minutes at Paradise might say more about where this Celtic team's heading than any post-match interview ever could. So, what do you think? Should Rodgers keep faith with the same squad that stumbled in Europe? Or is it time for a shake-up to send a message? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's giant a loudy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts.